Hey, good morning. It's PK with Slot Savvy. Yeah, I'm here and we're going to have a great guest. I want to say hello to everyone. Let's put on my little glasses. All right. Good morning, Wednesday. Cindy, she was in the house early. Short Stack, thanks for joining my membership. That is awesome. I believe Lucky Obsession is there too. Kaz, oh shoot, let's see, Love Struck. And there's one more I've got to check on. Oh, a good friend of mine, Jackie. Cindy A, yeah. Gracie Lex Slots, thank you for being here. Yoshi Slots. Oh, you guys are so great. I know you don't know Angie, but it'd be nice to meet her. Really interesting person from West Virginia. And she's going to come in a minute. But before we bring her in, let's think about some questions we might want to ask her about her life out there. Small town America, just like me. That's how I grew up. And then I moved to the city. And she had moved to Detroit, if I'm right, Angie. Well, correct that if I'm wrong. And then back to the country when she was very young. So we have Major Chasers Salute to Service coming up this Saturday, right after my Slot Talk show. Slot Talk show is at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And then about noon, I take off and go Pacific time. So all the times that Michael of Gamblers Unknown, who created this whole event for the service, uh, salute to service, it's all Eastern time that he gave us. And then I translated into Pacific Standard Time. So BD Slots is going, Blue Collar, Juicy Jungle, JJ Slot Play. There's going to be one or two I have not listed yet. So forgive me if I leave them out. Straight Up Slots, me, Slot Savvy PK with G-Man, who was a serviceman, Slot Vet, Slot Sister, Solot Mates, David Likes to Gamble, and maybe Bucket List Slots. I'm sorry, Michael, I didn't have the newest list, but now it's time. It's all about Angie Hay Family Adventures. And if you notice the ticker tape down at the bottom, I changed that up for each show. You want to be on there, remind me. I just keep changing it up. I don't have enough room. They only give me 1,000 spaces to put all of you in there. But I hope I get all of you in there throughout the next few weeks. Let's bring in Angie right now. Hey, girl, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Gracie Lex in the house. Cindy's here. Short Stack Slots came earlier. Dio Slots channel. Sister Yoshi. Solot Mates is here. Wonderful. And the Yoshi family. Thanks, guys, for stopping in to meet this amazing woman. Whoops, there you are.
So that way.
So we have Ernie coming in a minute. So I think what we'll do is, you want him to come in now, or should we give him a couple of minutes before we bring him in?
Don't matter to me. Ernie's just another brother.
Yeah, he really is, and I think we bring him in. Okay, let's do it. Ernie, how are you?
Hey guys,
Good to
How
see
y'all
you.
Boss
doing?
man.
Yeah. Well, Ernie's the one that said you've got to interview him. Sure. Is that your doggy?
Yeah, they heard me say boss man, so they're looking for Ernie.
Okay. Oh no, Ernie. We're going to have a show for the dog. Hey, guess what? My dog is going to hear it and start going nuts. And this is my little dog, the Westie. Well, anyway, Ernie, where are you driving to?
Right now I'm in where you don't this
Well, we can
Michigan.
hear Michigan. Hey, we got 2 words out of that sentence, and it's
I think
because
he's heading to Saginaw.
No, I'm in Flint, Michigan. I just picked up in Burton. I'm heading down to Westchester, Ohio right now.
neat. Hey, Solar Mates, Mark Money, Scratcher. Good to see you. We may have some dogs in the house today. Hang in there. So it's good. Why do I have Semi here? Because Semi Scratchin Ernie is a very good friend. And he's the one that said, you got to get interviewed by Pamela. The part of the deal was, Ernie, you're going to be here with us for a while. So, Angie, let's start with you. Okay. Where are you from? Where did you grow up? Let's hear it.
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and at the age of 2, my mom and dad moved back to their hometown here in Ranger, and we moved up in the head of this holler. And I always say I live, die, and be buried in the head of this holler now.
Isn't that something? So you knew it. So are you real happy out there in the mountains in West Virginia?
I love it. Growing up as a teenager, of course, we weren't near any of the big towns, so we didn't have, like, we couldn't just run to the movies or run to the mall, or everything is about an hour away from us, And so, I mean, as a teenager, I didn't like it quite that much. But yet now looking back, it was one of the best years, some of the best years of my life, because of the way we did grow up. A tight knit family, riding motorcycles around the mountains and, living in nature. And I love it.
That's so cool. Hey, Man versus Slot says, woohoo, born in Erie. So he was born in Erie. The Gambler After Dark is here, Ernie. G-Man is here. G-Man says hi to both of you. Preston Thomas is in the house. And Gambler After Dark, are you here to cause some trouble, buddy? And then James Crumpler. And if I forget any of you, please forgive me. Walt Money showed up too. Love it. Sister Yoshi, Cindy A. So if Ernie has some really good info on you and he wants to interject, please do, Ernie. So how many siblings do you have?
I have one living brother.
Okay.
I have one brother that was 4 years younger than me. He lived maybe 24 hours.
Okay.
But his lungs hadn't fully developed and stuff. And then another 4 years after that, I got another baby brother. So he's 8 years younger than me and stands almost 1.5 feet taller than me.
Wow. Do you get to see him very often?
Oh, yeah. He lives maybe 500 feet down the road from me.
Oh,
in the wintertime, I can see him all day long because the trees don't have the leaves on them.
That's pretty cool. You've got a brother that close. I love it.
Yeah.
And now I know after we've talked, you are a dog lover. Tell me, have you always had dogs in your life? I love dogs too. They're my favorite.
Yeah, growing up, we had the occasional stray outside and stuff like that. But then as I got older, I think the first dog I really got inside was when my current husband, Rick, he worked out of town a lot. So I liked to have him for a companion. Plus, my son was 6 years old. So, and I think every kid should grow up with, a pet. And so we started having dogs in the house, and I realized that they are very good companions, and they're really good for my emotional support. Yeah. So, matter of fact, mine's
T-Town. How are you, girl?
She knows when I'm on screen somehow or another, and she has to have her 5 minutes of fame.
Yes, what a beauty. What's her name again? I didn't quite hear it.
Her name is Isabella Oceanfire.
Oh, we didn't get it yet. So this new Oceanfire. Wow, does she come to that? Hey, Isabella Oceanfire.
Oh yeah, she will. We call her Bella. She was actually named in honor of 2 of my van life community friends.
Nice.
So,
she can stay in because she's not barking right now. Do you have more than one dog at home or just her right now?
I've got her, and then I've got another Cocker Spaniel.
Okay. They make the best loving friends and pets. Hey, Ernie, we don't want you just sitting there. We need to involve you too. How did you meet Angie, by the way?
She met me.
Okay. She met you. So, all right. How long have you been following Ernie, Angie?
I've been stalking Ernie for a couple of months.
You hear that, T-Town? Hey, Kaz from UK. Good to see you. Okay.
That was funny.
Well, people do laugh about it, but it's we don't mind you stalking us on our live chats as long as you come out and you're not lurking and watching and screenshotting. But hey, DJ Starman is here. Thank you. And T Town joined us. How sweet. Hey, my T Town stopped into Slot Talk last Saturday, and she was on a journey to stop at all kinds of garage sales. I can hardly wait to find out what she bought. Her limit was 149 or 150 or so. But how about you in small town? Do you ever do some garage sales there, Angie?
Yeah, I do. And in the wintertime when we're down in Florida, I love to plot out, go online and I find different estate sales, yard sales. I even do like storage auctions and stuff. I'm always looking for the next deal.
Cool. Hey guys, Matrix 2021 is here. I think this is the Matrix. Do you know Matrix? Matrix is from the UK. Is that Kevin? Is that the same one or that's a different one? I don't know, but I'm going to say hi, Kevin, anyway. Preston Thomas is here. I don't know if you know all these. T-Town, what's up, Preston? She said, and Kaz is around. That's awesome.
Hi, Kaz. Yes.
Yeah, we're so glad Kaz is back. So, you and I both jump in on Ernie's truck. I feel like I'm sitting right there on the right of him. And of course, I pull out a cool one out of the back, a cooler, and then I give him a water because he's driving. And then we just sit there and chat. It feels like you're sitting right there and you're seeing the whole country. It's pretty darn cool. It's cool, isn't it?
That's what I said when I was in somebody's chat and I saw Semi Scratchin Ernie because I'm new to the scratch community.
Yeah.
And as a little girl, I always wanted to grow up to be a truck driver. Yes. My aunt always told me that I had gypsy blood, And so I just jumped in one day on his chat and just act like I owned the place.
That is great. Why not? Well, you got that great personality. And hey, Keno Lady says hello. Thanks, Keno. We love having you here. We love having T-Town, Matrix. We got people from all over the country, including Ernie, who travels. I don't know if we could say he has a home. He's always traveling, right? Yeah. Ernie, how many states do you cross? And we need those truck drivers, don't we?
I crossed over 5 yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I started out in North Carolina. I went to Virginia, West Virginia, waved at Angie on the way by, and went to Ohio and got up into Dundee, Michigan last night and called it a day. That's about 540 some miles. That's a drop in a bucket.
God, now you have diesel in your truck, right? But diesel prices are high too, though, right?
Where's my fuel?
You want me to? Yeah, we want to hear what you paid for diesel or gas, don't we, Angie?
I got about 100 and I think it's like 110 gallon is over almost $600.
Woo! How long will that last you if you keep driving like you did 5 states or more?
I can get roughly 1,000 miles.
Does the truck ownership, do they pay the gas then, right?
Yeah, they pay the fuel. There's a big difference, fuel and gas.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. T-Town, do you pick up souvenirs in each state, Ernie? T-Town asks.
I can. What do you need?
What do you need, T-Town? Hey, I'm going to start asking too. I got to send him money to get him though. And shipping. T-Town, let us know what you need, honey. We've got DJ Starman again. Keno Lady is in the house. Kaz, Solak Mates. And then G-Man. What are you doing, G-Man? He says Pamela's father owned his own logging and milling company, has trucks from the 60s and are cool looking. Yeah, Dad is still alive, guys, at 94 years old. He's feisty. He's a fun, loving guy with great stories. I hope he lives a lot longer, but you never know, right, at that age?
My grandfather did logging. He started out logging back in here.
Yeah, we lived out in the country and we knew about the logging community and the shake mills. And dad was a multi-talented guy. I could watch him climb up trees with his spiked boots on. It was so cool. I wish the only thing I wish, Angie, is that I didn't watch him. He was a mechanical wizard. He could tear apart big trucks and put them all back together, reevaluate them. You too, Ernie, you can do it.
Yep.
Wow. Ernie can do it. My dad, you would love my dad. God, the only thing is, guys, and I'm not saying it's wrong. There's a horn. I like that. My dad said, with you guys out there so much, did you ever see Bigfoot?
I'm sorry, Angie. Them dogs go crazy about horns. I had to do it for a second.
Okay,
Someone being rude.
It's okay. That is awesome to hear great stories growing up. PK Kino lady said, yeah. Well, my dad did say he saw Bigfoot. And you know what? If anybody could see Bigfoot, because my dad's hours and late night driving way up in the woods, way back when, guys, way before we cut most of our forests down. And I'm not doing a judgment on that, I promise. But if Bigfoot existed, Dad would have seen him.
Oh, you guys are freaking crazy. Good Lord.
He's not talking about us, Angie. We're not freaking crazy. We may be nuts.
Yes, I am.
We're nuts, but we're not crazy, Ernie.
Now you guys about pulled on the highway in front of me, and they at a dead stop. Can you guys put me down? I will talk at you guys later. You got this, Angie. Okay?
I got this, honey.
Yeah, I'm
Hi,
done.
Ernie. We don't want Ernie. We do not need an accident with Ernie. Ernie's a keeper. T-Town stop. Okay, she was laughing. Okay, sorry, I was looking at what Kaz wrote. So getting back to you, wasn't it great to have him in town? All right, with us. DJ Starman 69 Slots says here in Texas, they have no respect for the truck drivers. They cut them off like it was a small truck. Seen many bad accidents. My respects to you, Ernie. So, yeah, I hope I didn't cut him off too much. We love him, don't we, Angie?
Yeah, we do. And being from the coal country, we have those big semis running through here all the time. And you're right. They don't have respect for the truckers. They're afraid they're going to slow them down or hold them up or, and really they're out there. I look at like they're out there making a living. And Ernie, like, he's transporting our products from state to state, and I hold the utmost respect for him.
I do too. I love what he does. I'm sorry, I'm eating oatmeal. That's something I grew up with the nuts and the raisins. Mom always made it. But yeah, there's something about Ernie, isn't there? There's just something. And I mean, there's also something about the Gamble After Dark. Oh my God, I watched him yesterday. Yeah, I don't have enough hours to watch you all. Guys, I do want to spread it out. Like when you look down below at the ticker tape, I have a lot of you up there. Lucky Obsession, Slots and Scratching, Goldie Jaywalking, everybody. But I only have 11 spaces, 1,000 spaces. So we'll be changing you up as we go. Anybody that wants to be interviewed, I'd love to interview you, even if you've interviewed with other people. We just want to get to know you. And this is kind of casual. And you can talk about anything that you feel safe talking about. We won't put you on the spot, will we, Angie? But listen, let's get in. I do have another guest coming later. But let's talk a little bit about people in depression. Not that you are, but bipolar, we talked about, and anxiety. And all of us with life, as we journey through this, we go through different experiences. And some of us have a harder journey. And basically we're all trying to survive, right? So do you want to get into your bipolar condition at all?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, we didn't look at it. Growing up, mental health was not really talked about. Everything was either your ADHD or your a special needs,
Yeah.
And so I mean, when I was diagnosed, I had the 9 to 5 job basically, wore the little suits if I wanted to, carried a little briefcase. I sold insurance, and at the office and had my own little desk. I mean, the whole 9 yards, and it just, the pressure got to me.
Yeah.
And my last day at work, I told my boss, I was at the point I was sitting at my desk crying. And I told her, I says, I've got to go home. And she said, what for? And I said, well, first I had told her, I said, I had to have the next day off because
Yeah.
I had a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And that's all I said, And she was always preaching, mental health because it can be a stressful job. Take care of yourself if you need time, blah, blah, blah. Well, I told her I needed the next day off to go to the doctor. And she looked at me and said, well, what's wrong with you now? Because I have had a lot of medical issues and stuff, but nothing that wasn't that bad at the time. And
Yeah.
I looked at her, I was honest with her. I told her I got to go see my therapist. She's like, well, what are you seeing a therapist for? I said, well, I have social anxiety disorder. And she's like, oh, not you. You're the most social person I know.
Yeah.
And
People
that
don't.
just was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, do you see the person I want you to see? And so she never would answer me about the day off. And a phone call came in. Of course, I had to go take it. And then after I got the phone call, the more I sit there, the madder I got. And I was crying. I was so mad, I was crying.
Yeah.
And I finally went back in the office. I said, I've got to go home. She said, what for? I said, because to be honest, if I don't go home right now, I'm going to smack you upside the face.
Yeah. You got to
I
watch that.
said, yeah.
Mm.
And I said, so I'm going home tomorrow, going to go see my therapist tomorrow. I mean, going home. I'm going tomorrow to see my therapist. Call me tomorrow evening and we'll talk about if I'm coming back.
Yeah.
And it took her several years to realize the pressure that she did put me under. And she did finally come around and apologize. But like I said, it was never discussed before then. So I'm glad I found out when I did,
Yeah.
and that I was diagnosed with severe anxiety, severe depression, bipolar, and of course the stress and strain of work caused the PTSD and just so many different other little things involved. And it
Yeah.
almost caused a split personality.
That's what you and I were talking about. Angie, I never told you. When I was younger in high school, I was really fascinated with schizophrenia. And I was going, I don't know why, but I just couldn't get enough of it. I read Sybil and all of that. And later in life, because I would have these highs and I would have some lows, but nothing bad. I thought, do I have anything? And I talked to doctors because I always thought, is there something wrong with me? And should we say wrong? No. Was I born differently? And so far, nobody's diagnosed it. But sometimes I wonder if there is, all of us have little girls in us. And we have a variety of personalities. Some of us are forced into it through abuse when we were children. And I didn't experience that. But I wonder, don't we all have kind of different sides? But you truly have had it diagnosed, not schizophrenia, but bipolar disorder.
Right.
And to deal with that, sometimes you feel like you have to go into a different zone to cope with it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always tried to be what what I thought everybody else expected me to be. I tried to be the perfect daughter, the perfect wife, the
Yeah.
perfect employee, the perfect mom. When I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody going to be perfect at anything.
Yeah.
And so anytime I felt like I failed somebody, I was my world's worst critic and I would beat myself down. I mean, I would just, I was really hard on myself.
Do you think we
So,
learn that when we're children, somebody has scolded us or made us feel lesser? Or why do you think we do that? So many of us do it. I've done it, especially in the past.
um, I think that when what I tried to do with my son, when he had, he would get like these people that he would look up to or sports players or whatever. And I would remind him, honey, he's human. You see the good things of it. You see the good side of it. But we see things in life. Um, I thought, I always thought my parents had the perfect marriage because I never seen them fight. They
Yeah.
never fought in front of us. I never seen them have a harsh word. But then again, I was little and I didn't see mom go off to the bedroom and cry because dad hurt her feelings or whatever. So we
Yeah.
don't see both sides of everything. So I thought, the perfect wife, you didn't argue with your husband. You didn't stand up to your husband, which my parents were great. I mean, it really was. They really were. And, but dad was the type, he worked all day. And when he come home in the evenings, we kind of catered to him,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so growing up, I thought that's what a wife would do. Fix a plate, carry it to him in the living room,
Yeah.
and all that.
You know,
So,
you and I both, I mean, you're younger than me. We grew up in a time when our dads were really working a lot. Not everybody, and moms too, but mom didn't work until they divorced. And then I was in college when they divorced. So that was ugly. Woo, baby. I'm glad that's in the past. But so we all go through a variety of things. And if you have a family that stayed together and they're always kind and wonderful, you are a miracle, honey. But anyway, Kino Lady says, Angie, glad to see you reached out and found out why you were feeling that way. So many people try to manage without help. Although, Angie, oh, by the way, I have a friend down below that wanted to come in who's a real positive girl, but I didn't want to cut you off on what we're talking about. Ashley, is there any way we could wait about 10 more minutes? Is that okay, guys? Thumbs up. Oh, thank you so much. Because this is pretty serious stuff. Um, and so, but Angie, we also want to see the bright side. But you deal with, I guess, could we say demons when you're going through bipolar because you're fighting to control it. And you said you've tried meds, and actually, you're containing this on your own will because the issues with medicine not working. Is that correct?
correct. Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah,
into.
they had me on all kinds of different medication. And it would either send me into a high where I was like, I mean, it was nothing from my husband to wake up 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and I'd be painting a room, you know. And I mean, I've just had so much energy and just, but then when I would crash, I would be down for days. Or it would throw me, or the medication would throw me into a deep depression. And
God.
that would last for days.
Yeah.
So through counseling, I learned how to manage and look for the signs of an issue coming on. And the biggest thing I learned, and the biggest suggestion I would give anybody is don't try to fight it alone. Let people know what you go through. I
Yep.
tried to hide it from my husband, my parents, and then I realized, yeah, I've got a disability, but they have to live with it too, because they have to live with me. So the more they understand me, the easier it is for them. And so that has really helped out a lot in my family, you know,
Yeah.
because they understand the signs, they know the warning signs to look for. And so they're really good and supportive about everything.
So you also have the dog for peace and quiet. I mean, not peace and quiet, but peace of mind. It really helps. And also, you live out in the country. It's beautiful. You feel safe and the environment, fresh air. You probably eat really healthy. Do you guys have a garden?
We don't anymore. Since I had the heart attack, well, really, since my dad passed away,
Yeah.
we always did the garden together. And it was too big for me to take care of myself. I tried one year after that um, because of my bipolar stuff. I thought, oh, my dad would be so disappointed in me if I can't, garden without him. But then I got to realize, and he'd be the first one to say, hey, girl, you're overdoing it, you know. And because I tried to raise a garden big enough for me and my family, for my brother and his family, for my mom, for my grandmother, because she was up in years and she couldn't garden anymore. And so always, and my goal was I always wanted to have extra for anybody in the community.
Yeah.
So I took on too much and I had to learn to whittle things back.
Yeah. Do you guys have a big piece of property out there in the mountains?
I've got almost 40 acres.
Yeah,
but,
that's cool.
but most of it is hillside. But my uncle has property next to me that is got a lot more flat land, and he has a bunch of acreage that joins into be my mom's property now. So we always tease that we own this whole hillside.
Wow. Hey, Lucky Obsession says she just put in her tomato plants. We got dirt, but I haven't done anything yet. I got to plant my garden. 40 acres. Listen, my dream was to own a lot more acreage. Actually, I bought 20 and I lost it. It's a long story. I'll have to tell you guys someday. I had a very mean uncle. So those things happen. But you got 40 acres. Your uncle, did you say your uncle next door has how many acres?
He has got, I'd say he's got twice as much as I do, because he has the hillside, and then I've got about 5 acres of flat land that I have as my house. It's like right in the middle of it. So I've got like a yard, front yard and a backyard. And he has, I'd say he's probably got close to 10 acres flat ground, because I used to mow it all the time too. And then the mountainside, and then that goes into my dad's. So we can hunt for miles.
Oh God, that is so cool. You know, I was wrong. Lucky Obsessions, by the way, so good to see you. And we've got Kaz. I got to say, it's a slot machine's been here. Anonymous is here. Hey guys, if I forgot you, forgive me. T-Towns was here. What Lucky Obsession was saying is, no, hon, I'm telling her to put a few tomato plants in on the sunny side, right, guys? Vitamin C. So do you put in tomato plants? You should be doing that, I think.
Yeah, I have several big flower pots are outside. And when we built my house, I made my front porch go off into the deck. And so my house is 3/4 the way surrounded.
Yeah.
With a deck, and the front porch, of course, it's got a porch covering over it. So I put my pots out on my deck, and I put a couple of tomato plants out. I put a couple of, we love like green peppers and banana peppers and stuff like that. And then I have different containers, and I'll put like, for my grandmother, I'll never forget, she was so tickled because,
honey,
she was up in her 90s and she couldn't get out in the garden anymore. So I found an old wheelbarrow and just lined it with some material so that the water could seep through and stuff. Filled it up with dirt and planted her lettuce and onions. That was her favorites out of the garden.
That's cool. Now, some of you that live in the
I
city,
would will it to her.
You would what?
I would just will the garden to her.
Oh, you know what?
She wanted.
So great. You're wonderful. That is wonderful. I better bring Ashley in, or Jason and Ashley will go, you ask us to come. You're making us wait 20 minutes. And so my husband, G-Man, is going golfing, guys. Wish him well. And let's hope his back is okay for that. He's going up to be with friends. We're going to bring Ashley in, but we will get back to, if we have time, I want to talk more about how you're dealing with anxiety plus the bipolar, and you're doing it on your own is pretty amazing. We could draw strength from her. And Simon has said some interesting things too. Simon said of It's a Slot Machine, she doesn't use meds either. Is that correct, Simon? I think I saw you say that. Let's bring in Ashley right now. Hey, where are you guys going? Where are you driving to?
Hey, I had a doctor's appointment today, so that's where I was at.
Okay. Well, Ashley, I wanted you to come in and meet Angie. She's a sweetheart, West Virginia. So, Ashley, tell them where you guys live.
We live out in London, Ohio.
Okay. So, Ashley is a very positive, spiritual gal. And I thought, she could give us a little positive wisdom. You could probably both do it to each other. What do you want to, have you been listening at all, guys?
Yes, he's been listening to most of it since I went inside the appointment.
Oh, I see what it was. Are you feeling okay? Do you want to stay here, Ashley? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just didn't have time to fix myself up this morning.
Oh, well, you look wonderful. You look all natural. In fact, without makeup, you look so much younger, I think. So you look like this little high school girl. So don't you worry about a thing. What's that little orange thing on your head? Is that a ribbon?
That's actually red on the tips of my hair.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. I've been thinking about putting a little blue in mine. I like it, or purple.
And actually, yeah, it makes you feel younger. Just be you. Yep, and I love it. Feeling having a change sometimes is beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, Eternity Luck Scratcher says hi. Anonymous, Kaz, Casino Lady, Little Slot Gal. Thanks for coming. The Gambler After Dark. Lucky Obsession, Slots and Scratch. We had Semi Scratchin Ernie. We had a variety of people here. If I forget you guys, you slap me.
Hey,
First,
everybody.
before I forget, I want to thank Ashley because I watched her and her husband do some scratch tickets, and they have so much fun, and their energy is so high and exciting. And actually, my husband has started scratching tickets with me because of Ashley and
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I just told Ashley, it was today or yesterday, I watched them. I went, God, you guys are improving because you went from beginning. Hey, before anything happens, come in and say hi to Ashley and Jason and Angie again. Here's the hubby, guys.
Well, I see you, Ashley.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Jason's
Yep.
fan.
Let's have a great Wednesday morning.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, bye-bye.
He's going to golf today, guys. Four. Hey, golf. Yeah. That, I have golf clubs and everything, but I do slots now. So
I'm too old and too fat to be chasing a little white ball around the golf course.
That is hilarious. I love it. So, Ashley, do you and Jason golf at all?
My husband golfs, but it might take me about 15 times to hit the ball, but I'll try sometime.
Okay. Well, when I first started,
anymore. I forgot about that.
Got to be careful.
My arm, I forgot. I'm not able to do anything.
Oh boy.
I'll be a golf cart driver.
There you go. That'll work with one arm. So, Angie,
or Ashley, we could sit back in the clubhouse and just be the hot wives, just sipping our mimosas and.
That sounds amazing to me too.
So
sounds beautiful,
doesn't it? I mean, we do have to think about all the positive stuff. I was going to say, Ashley, do you have any advice for her for dealing with? It's not depression, is it? Angie, it's more anxiety. Is that right?
Well, it's the whole gamut. It goes from one to another times. Yeah.
Wow. Any words of wisdom, Ashley, about that?
Find something you like getting into, something you like doing, and keep your mind to it. And I can't do this, I can't do that. You can. I have faith in you. I got faith in everybody. And once you have that faith, never let it go. Don't ever give up on anything you're trying your best to do. And anxiety and depression, I kind of walk out when someone's getting on your nerves and you don't want to say something you shouldn't say. Even though you didn't mean it, I walk out of the room and I just take a few deep breaths. If you got to get something to drink, whatever you have to do, just take some deep breaths. And when you're ready, you go back in and you do. It helps you out a lot of, chilling yourself down from doing something. After you do something, you're like, oh, I didn't really mean to do that. It's an awesome thing.
Preston just had to leave. Now tell Angie about your anxiety that you have sometimes. Thanks, honey.
Oh, it's pretty bad where it lays me down in bed where I can't even get out of the bed. Like my body won't move. And you think that, how would it be better off if everybody thinking that it'd be better off without you? How would they be without you there? Sometimes you think it's better off. It's not. It's way worse on their side than you think it is on your side if you did something like that. For anybody out there, I'm talking about anybody. And if you ever need to talk, anybody needs to talk, I'll always be here to talk to someone. I worked through that stress, that anxiety. I got myself out of bed because I do have 6 kids. I try my best every day with them. A lot of times I try not to even let them see that I got a bad arm. But,
Ashley, also, Jason has just been a really good support for you. What a great guy. We love Jason. We met him.
Yeah, I need to talk. Is Jason there?
Yes. Yes, hold on a second.
Hey, there he is. Jason, hi, guy.
Hey, you handsome devil.
Hey, you handsome devil. Nice scratching.
Yeah.
Do you want to say? Oh, he's leaving. Have fun, honey. He's hey, but getting back to Angie, you might have some advice for Jason and Ashley too. Any advice for her with and she admitted to everybody she was down to 89 pounds once, and she's gained some weight and she's getting back to health except for that arm. Do you have any advice for her, Angie?
Always work as a team, because you can't go through things alone. And he might not suffer from the same issues, but he's got things he'll go through that he can't, that he could use some help with. And just remember, you're a team and you all get through this together. And you come out, you come out on the other side a stronger couple, not just a stronger person, but you come out as a stronger couple. And that's what's happened with me and my husband. Because at one point in time, we were ready to divorce over my issues. Yeah. And so that's why I quit hiding my issues from him. We learned to work through things together, and he has become more supportive. He understands more, and we have become closer for it. And that's one reason I started my YouTube channel. And I don't hide the fact anymore that, I tell everybody, I have a disability, but I refuse to let it have me.
Oh, nice.
I've got just enough Southern girl in me that ain't nobody controlling me but me.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. I love that head on your shoulders. You're awesome.
Hey, guys, Anonymous says, I don't have any family support other than on the websites. And his friends here, our friends are... We can get a lot of support. That's what this is all about, too. I always said, life is struggle sometimes. You can get through life one punch at a time, but you get more than one punch coming at you. It's hard to deal with, and you got to rally yourself and get support. But we trip a lot. We get punched down. We get back up. We keep moving. And everybody goes, oh, Pam, you've had such a good life. Oh, no, I've struggled, too. All of us have struggled. And Simon with her high level of autism. What an incredible woman. And we support her. And I'm only saying stuff that you guys have said to the public that you don't mind me repeating. Hey, Semi Scratchin says, it's my anniversary. Here I am working on his anniversary. You naughty boy. But you're bringing home the bacon.
That's the best part of the anniversaries.
What'd you get Miss Judy for her anniversary? Some cash.
Chocolate.
Yes. Hey, did you hear that? You're both so cute. I want some chocolate. I want some cash. I want a good red wine, please. What is it? Anybody that's still in the live chat, what do you guys want? And also, do you have any questions for Angie? It'd be good for her to answer them, and maybe she could help you cope with some of your stuff. Matt's Gambling says, hi, Blue Line, I hear you. It's really difficult coping with that. I missed what they were coping with, but I'm sorry I can't keep up with it all.
The person that said they don't have any family support, go over to my About page. I have my email address in there. I have a post office box number in there, and I'm here. I'm here for you. We are family.
Yes.
Everybody's
family. We love each other, and I got a coin I'm going to send out to you in about a month when I get it out. It's a channel coin.
Oh, cool.
And I tell my subscribers, which I call them my family members, I tell them, to give me your address and stuff, because you never know. I sent out I sent them all out Christmas cards, all the addresses I had.
Come here,
I
babe.
sent out just little thank you cards. I sent out a few Valentine's Day cards just to let people know somebody somewhere loves you and is thinking of you.
Yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
why, because I had one guy call me back and he said, he was depressed on Valentine's.
Mhm.
And it was just him and his dog. And he said, and all of a sudden I got this card and I knew that, hey, my YouTube sister out there loves me and is thinking about me.
Yes.
That's cool.
And I have these little cards I send out with them. You're awesome, you're special, you're important, because everybody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Vegas Pete says, does having a channel help you ladies at all? Of course it does. Yes. What do you have to say about that?
It gets you get you through a lot of stress and anxiety. It helps with that. It makes you look forward to what the next thing you have to do, to make your channel. If you didn't have something like that, like if I didn't have my kids, I don't think I'd, be where I am today. And it's just amazing. We got each other. We're all family. I was going to tell. Yeah, we all support each other, and that's all you need. There's your big supporters right there. If you ever need to talk to anybody and having the cards sent out, you never know when someone needs that gentle hug just for that one day. If they're going through a bad day,
So
you're
what we
helping them out by
need,
doing that.
we need to get fan mail. I guess you call it fan mail. I
Yep.
still haven't put it up, but sometimes, I hear people bringing it up, like the Gambler After Dark and Slot Sister, talking about their fan mail and how exciting it is. I still haven't put one up. And I just put up my channel join membership. It took me 6 months to get that done. But I'm just slow. I'm just kind of stepping along one punch at a time, guys.
That's all you can do. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Angie,
We went yesterday and checked the post office box, and my husband says, why do you even keep it? You don't get that much mail. And which at Christmas, I got Christmas cards and stuff like that. But I said, because there may be that one person that writes their heart out on a piece of paper and mails it to me, and I can say, you're not alone.
I think you should encourage everybody to start writing to you. You might start getting thousands of letters or hundreds. That might be fun. Because now, are you working? Are you working right now, Angie?
No.
And is that by choice or by health?
By health.
Okay.
My mental illnesses took me off work. They put me on permanent disability.
Okay.
And that is a big hit to your psyche when you're brought up to, take care of yourself, do your own thing. You got to provide for yourself. So you get hit with this, and it's all of a sudden, oh no, I'm a big failure, But I started to learn, don't look at the things I can't do. Look at the things that I can do. And now since the YouTube channel started, it makes me get out to bring content. I don't get into my own head. I think about what my viewers want to see, what would interest them.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to drop 3 videos a day, 3 videos a week, and do a live show on a Tuesday, on Monday nights, and then pop up late nights, because where I have people in Australia and Ireland, to get onto their time frames,
Hey, Cass says, Auntie P, let Angie know she has a new subscriber. So Cass from the UK. Woohoo, baby. Where's Ernie with his horn?
Yay.
I love it. So Florida Claimers Ted is in the house. Cindy A is still here. Thank you, Kaz.
Florida Claimer Ted.
Hey,
I
Shelly.
love picking on Ted.
Look at this. Shelly's here. Hi, Angie. Shelly.
Hi, Shelly.
Archuleta. Oh, I love your name.
Archuleta, yeah.
And Lucky Obsession is still here. Love you, girl. You are funny. I love these people. And Anonymous, listen, guys, sometimes I don't know if you're a female or a male. If I say he or she, it's I'm not talking pictures. I'm talking your name. You could be anything, anybody. So if I call you by the wrong gender, just kind of laugh at me and then let me know gently that I made a big mistake. So anyway.
Woman. No, I'm just messing with
Yeah, you naughty. You know what? The three of us should get together on StreamYard and do a scratching thing. I still have Big Easy Slots gave me some scratch tickets as a gift when he met me, and I still haven't done those. I I just don't know. I love watching scratch. I just haven't done them, and I do actually. I'm really mesmerized by scratch tickets when I watch people. I love it. Have you guys ever watched LVUSO Scratcher? I love him.
Yep.
He's
Amazing. Yes.
He's going to come to the Slot Slam at the El Cortez May 29th and 30th. After work, he's going to give us some support along with Spanglish too. So I hope you guys are going to watch that. It goes from 11:30 Pacific time to 6:30 Pacific Mountain time. I'm sorry about all these time zones. It's hard to keep up with you all. Hey Angie, how do you deal with trying to keep up with all the channels? Ernie says, Pam, don't rush it. It's not a race. His words are a little different than that. I don't remember them exact, but he said, just take it easy, support those that support you. What's your advice, Angie?
See, I used to try to watch everybody's channel.
I know.
But then again, then you get to realizing they don't return that, So I watch, my main priority are the ones that watch me and supports my channel, that I look at it like they deserve that extra effort to watch them. If they choose to be my family and to come in and visit with me, it's the least I can do is to, go into theirs. And it's gotten a lot easier. But now that I've hit the 500 subs, I don't know what I'm going to do when I hit 1,000. Oh, my Lord. But
well,
on that one,
we're just going to go, woohoo. Hey, guys, Blue Line Slot says, I got injured when a female deputy was getting assaulted by an inmate. Had to have surgery on my foot. Went back to work, and 2 other deputies didn't assist when a 3-officer inmate assaulted me. Wow, Blue Line Slots. Are you home now? Or we all get injured and have issues. That's not a punch at a time. That's a double, triple punch. God, I hope you're okay.
Especially when you've got fellow employees there.
Hi, Cindy.
That are trained to protect people.
Yeah.
And they don't even come to your help. They don't even come to help you.
Or they didn't get there in time. I am 55 years old, Anonymous says, 125-pound man with COPD. So days it's hard on both of us. So yeah, COPD. That's a difficult one. Thanks for sharing that, Anonymous. Really appreciate it. Hey, Angie, Danny D is here.
Hey, Danny D.
Hey, sorry to cut everybody off, but I'm about to run this short. I have another appointment I'm going to go to.
It's 8. Thank you for coming.
Just let me know.
Thanks, thanks, Ashley. Bye,
Thank
Jason.
you, Ashley.
Say bye. Thank you. We'll see you
guys.
Bye. Take care, sweetie.
We're going to carry on. Love that girl. Okay, let's just keep seeing if there's anybody that is writing any comments. Bye. I love those sunglasses. Did you see? He always wears it. Working and watching The Great American Gambler. Kelly. All right.
No.
He's a Georgia friend. Working and watching. Thanks, Guy. We're going to keep going if you don't mind. Your channel subs are up. Oh, good. Vegas Pete says your channel subs are going up. Ashley, great to see. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I haven't said much. I'm at 1,900 and I think it's almost 50, not quite. So I only need 50 more. And guys, I haven't decided how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to go 2K PK celebration. So when I get to 2K, the PK girl is going to celebrate, and I am going to give some money away. I think I should be at a casino too and have drawings and then play some money for them. And then they get at least half of what I win. Like if I win $1 million, I'm not going to give you $500,000, guys. I'll just give you a short amount. After I pay taxes. All right. Yeah. Oh God. So anyway, I probably have to pay more taxes than most of you. Some of you go, why do you pay taxes on your jackpots, Pam? Well, and I got to hear what Angie has to say on that one. But I do it because it's like putting money in the savings bank. Have you ever won a jackpot and then all of a sudden you spin it because you had so much fun? Ooh, I'm having a good time. Uh-oh, what's left? oh, I just have the money I brought. What happened to my jackpot? So if you have somebody at home and they go, hey, you won a big jackpot, you're scared to tell them, I lost it all. You know? Yeah, that's part of the deal. So we got to learn how to save a little. So I stick it in savings, which is taxes. And then I don't have to pay taxes at the end of the year. Casino lady says, I have to go. Hope you both have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming. We know
Thank
you
you
guys.
for coming. It's nice meeting you.
Yeah. Hey, Blue Line answered. Yes, I am home, but my hey, doggy blue. My dog isn't barking back. I can't believe it. Yes, I am home.
I'm
but
going to go let him out.
due to my injury. Just trying to get better. I have been working since I was 11, so it's hard not being able to work. Just trying to get better to get back. You got it, Blue Line. We support you, and let's send some healing energy. Anonymous, Slot Savvy PK, please keep going. I really needed this after this morning with my mom. I know, man. I believe your mom's in hospice. Is that right, Anonymous? And you enjoy every moment that she's on this planet. And then, my mom passed away September 2015, Angie and Anonymous. And I think of her every day. God, I love her. Even though I knew she was in bad health, when I got that phone call from the state trooper, I was driving and he said, are you driving? I said, yeah. And he says, pull over. And I said, state trooper, oh, my mom, she got in a car accident. Because I didn't know state troopers called you in Oregon. And that's when he gave me the news. Oh my God. Whoa. Where you always remember where you were when they tell you that somebody you love died. Anyway, this is about you, not about
my
me.
dad passed away in 2017. And yeah, he did have heart issues, but they were fixing it,
Yeah.
And which looking back, I seen signs that I should have been, well, I'm glad I wasn't aware of the signs at the time. But he decided, because he knew I wanted a truck, because me and him had rebuilt a pontoon boat. And so every time I had to borrow the boat, I had to borrow the truck. And it was easier to get the boat than it was to get his truck. He's like, man, that's my truck, And I wanted a truck. And he's like, and I couldn't afford it. He's like, come on, I'll co-sign for you. My dad was never like that, because he's always, if you need it, you find a way to get it. You don't. He never had credit until my first marriage. He went and got a camcorder on credit just so he could establish credit to videotape my wedding,
Oh.
So he was a firm believer you worked and earned what you get.
Yeah.
So we spent 2 days looking at a vehicle. And I'll never forget it, because the second day is on a Thursday. We went to another dealership and we actually found the truck I liked the first day at one dealership. Well, the second dealership, they had one just like it. So, okay, they both have the vehicle I want. Who's going to put me in it? Who's going to give me the best deal? So I'm sitting there at this desk talking to this salesman. And of course, they want to talk to my dad. They want to talk to the man. He's like, it's her vehicle, deal with her.
Yeah.
And I'm on the phone with the other dealer that I normally deal with.
Smart girl.
And I'm like, okay, who wants to sell me this truck? I'm going to get a truck. Who wants the commission? Put me in that truck, And
I would not want to deal with you if I were a salesperson. I would enjoy it, but
I have one salesperson, and matter of fact, I have dealt with him. I know one vehicle I traded in, we looked it up, and I had that vehicle. I bought it off of him 10 years prior, and that was several vehicles ago.
Yeah.
And so we're Facebook friends too,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you develop friends. I really like talking to you. I feel comfortable. By the way, Sister Yoshi says, sending you love, Pamela and Angie. And
thank you.
James Crumpler sent little hearts. Hey guys, with tears in my eyes, I see better. So maybe if I had lots of tears in my eyes, I wouldn't have to wear glasses. But I mean, that's a good thing coming out of it. Crying is good. Getting that emotion out. A good hard cry. Wow. Just like a great laugh, a great hard laugh really is good for you. That's how I believe. Everybody feels differently, right? Now,
Yeah.
guys, we know some of you have to go to work. Don't you worry about a thing. We love you. We've got this
Yeah.
going. And I'm so glad, Angie, isn't this comfy? You feel okay?
This
You
is
don't
great. I'm loving it. Yeah.
good. Because can I tell them you were nervous? Yeah, well, I'm telling them already. I'm a bad girl. Whoops. So yeah, you were nervous. Now, is this your first StreamYard interview?
I did one early on in my YouTube journey. It was okay, but I was nervous and I didn't really enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but after I learned how to get over the anxiety of it, because 101 things go through my head at the same time. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I say this wrong? What if I say that wrong? What if they misunderstand this? And I think, I got to be myself. If you misunderstand or don't understand, ask. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
So.
I know everybody goes, oh, how can you be friends with all these people on YouTube? And it's just so appealing, everybody. It's almost addictive. We can be. But once we become friends with people, we need to keep being their friend. Don't get in little stupid arguments and then go and ghost each other. We talk through it. Now, do we have time to do this constantly? Hey, last night I had some issues with the hubby. He thinks I'm spending too much time, and we had an argument. And I hope he's not watching. Watch out, Pam, you're in trouble tonight. But I had to stop talking to a friend, and I just I learned how to handle stuff like that. But I am so independent. I do great on my own, guys. But I'm married. I really am not interested in a divorce, at this age. But I'm a very independent woman. So I must be a tough wife for anybody.
Oh, I know I am. I mean, like I said, my dad raised me to be independent because he always said, I want to know that my baby girl, and that's the way he put it. And my dad was not the type to say, I love you, or I think I heard him say it one time, but he says, why should I say it? I show it all the time. And he did. But when he called me his baby girl, I just about lost it. He said, I want to make sure that my baby girl is taken care of. And the best way I know how to do that is to teach her how.
That's nice. Yeah.
And I was dad's sidekick forever. I mean, we've done everything. I can remember him working on a vehicle, and the creepers, that the little wooden things they roll in and out from underneath the vehicles on.
Yeah.
My feet didn't really even hang over that.
Oh,
and they're like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm changing a clutch. I had no clue what I was doing.
But
cute. Dad'd say, hand me that, and I'd hand it to him,
Amazing. Our parents knew so much. Like Ernie said, he's I would say an amazing mechanic. My dad was, he only finished 8th grade, maybe less. And he quit. I mean, they were going to put him in reform school. He was so out there, and he could have been bipolar. I don't know what he was, but dad was nothing but trouble. He had brothers and sisters, 14 of them from Nebraska. And he was the baby, or one of them, and he was picked on, so he couldn't handle it, and he stuttered. But so he quit school early. But he has this amazing brain. He taught himself how to read, and I'm kind of referring to your dad too, Angie. Our parents were, our fathers at least, were so amazing mechanically back in those days. And he didn't have the schooling. He taught himself how to do it. If he could have finished school, I can't even imagine what he could have accomplished. But did your dad finish school? Was he able to?
Yes, he graduated. He's worked as a mechanic all of his life. And then he went to work for the Department of Highways, and he has actually gotten certificates as the top ranked Department of Highways mechanic.
Wow.
And he went on, he was a supervisor at the garage and stuff. So I grew up in a garage, whether it was his, one he worked at, or at, the DOH, the garages. When I went to college, he was just like 3 blocks down the road from me. So I would go down there, and there was a Pizza Hut there.
That's
and I'd
close.
go in and grab his wallet and go have lunch.
This is small town America, guys. I don't know how many of you have experienced that. I am so proud I came from a small town. At one time, when I first went to the city as a young woman in her early 20s, I was going, why didn't I live in the city my whole life? I love going back to my roots, and I love living out in the country right now. So, and you're going to stay there too. Like my dad said, he built a house. My dad's 94 and still kicking, but this could be his last year. He goes, I'm going to die in this house. This is my house. You're not putting me in a hospital. I'll die here. And I said, okay, Dad, how are we going to know when you die so we can help you? And there's nobody.
I always said,
he lives there.
I always said Dad did, but we all helped. But my dad built this house in 30 days. From the ground up,
Wow.
And so we moved in in 30 days. And the only thing left to do was put the trim work up. And it's just because where we had a video store, we took the shelves down and he cut them down and planed them. So, we have our own,
Isn't that cool?
So we did. We worked hand in hand and built it. And I said, even though I do look forward to my husband retiring and us traveling more, this is always going to be home base.
Oh, yeah.
And matter of fact, I've got a YouTube friend of mine that I've got to give her my home address so that she's coming up to spend several weeks with me, if not a month or more.
Nice.
She spent 2 weeks with me down in Florida. And every year, well, I won't say every year. Last year, I was going to my first YouTube meetup.
Cool.
And I thought, okay, so I'm going to meet all these strangers and we're camping. And my camping setup is different than everybody else's. I camp in an SUV and I have a tent that comes off the back of the SUV. So we sleep in our SUV and everything, and we have the tent. And we cook outside, and
God, I love camping, don't you?
I grew up camping, and so I'm like, okay, they're gonna look at me as a little redneck hillbilly girl, So I was so scared, and so friends of mine were in Michigan at a meetup, and they were traveling on down south to the same meetup, and she's like, well, why don't we just come hang out at your house for a few days? And that way we don't have to look for a place to camp or a campground. And that way, at least when you get to North Carolina, you'll know somebody and maybe you'll be more comfortable. I ended up with 4 different YouTube families here at my house. Total strangers. Everybody thought I was nuts, but we had a blast. And then we all packed up and we left out a day early and went part of the way and stopped out at an old railroad town and videoed it and toured it, and then jumped in our vehicles, went on down to North Carolina and stayed a night in a Walmart parking lot. Then we went the next day and checked in.
I love this story. That is good. Hey, guys, I got to say a few things. Blue Line Slots says, has anybody seen Shaka Slots? I thought about him yesterday. And T-Town said, yes, living in the country has its great moments. I'm sure it has some ungreat moments too. And I realized that too as I was growing up. But most of it is good. For me, anyway. And when I say small town, I'd say 1,500 people when I was growing up. That to me, that was small. I'm just trying to look at this. Sorry to cut you off. I feel like
that's fine.
I feel like I've kind of ignored them. Keno Lady said she lost her mom in 2009. I'm sorry for your loss, but we think of them every day. Yeah, everybody's kind of wondering where Shaka is. I used to talk to him quite often. I don't know where you are, Shaka. We miss you, guy. Are you working hard? He doesn't live near a casino, so that might be it. Camping is friend. Trendy Turlin Slots is in the house. Hi. She's like, I feel like she's like a daughter. I love her. Camping is fun. Hello, everyone. Yes, I love camping. I got everything. We should all go camping together. I'm up in Washington, guys. Wouldn't that be fun? But up here, they're so busy. You have to what do you call it? Reserve a spot months ahead. The place fills up. Would love to go camping. It's a slot machine. Yeah, that'd be fun, Simon. I hope it gets better, Anonymous. Let's see. I'm just looking. Kaz is saying stuff. I'm almost done, Angie.
Fine.
My mom is 85 and doesn't talk to me anymore. Shelly, you know what? You got a lot of us here. Although when my husband said, watch a movie with me, get off the computer, I have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
I know, I'm so into it. It's hard. Even at night, I'm going, I can't sleep. Maybe I'll go to a live. And you notice I don't do a lot of slot lives anymore because, Angie, I was losing like up to $1,000 a live. And I thought, that's not working. And that's not working for me in my retirement.
See, people are to come to your channel to support you as the person, not to see how much you win or lose. You know?
Yeah, I think it's okay for me to take a break. I mean, I'll be in events, obviously, May 29th, 30th, the event I'm planning and organizing, the Great American Slot Slam. That's going to be a blast. But also this Saturday, I'm so excited. Angie, I think you know about it, right? It's the Major Chaser Salute to Service. And it's going to be wonderful, guys. I hope you can be there. I'll be on at noon Pacific time. But let's get back. Let's just see what Trendy's saying. Matt's gambling is still here. Love it. Any response? Blue line slots. Sorry, guys. I'm slurring and I'm not even drinking. I don't drink in the morning, by the way. Yes, watching a movie or ask her for a cooking recipe, and both of you guys. Okay. All right. We're just doing this. Hang on. Are you able to do $20 live streams and do 7-cent bets? No, thank you. You are so cute, though. I'm going to pass on that one. No, if I can't bet $1 up to $5, it's not worth going for me. But I'll win 1,000 on a 50-cent bet sometimes. If you guys. Enough of me. Just a minute. Angie, you're going to start slots, right? Are you doing slots?
Actually, I told my husband the other day we need to go up to our local casino. I still haven't found out if I can film there or not, but I guess the best way to find out is to go up, knock on the doors and ask,
Yeah, and then undercover. So what I do is I wear a shirt and then I wear a shirt that buttons up the front or a coat. So you can pull it open. I'll just go like this. And then you put your camera. You put your camera right here, and then I can't push it on the chest because then it turns the button off and then you're not recording. So you want to see if you can prop it on a purse or something. Michael, Gamblers Unknown said, is it Gamblers Unknown? I think so. His wife puts a purse down there and he props it there, and then you hide it while you're filming. And so it's kind of cool. But then sometimes you look up here and it's all canty wampus. It's sideways, but that's what a lot of us do in the casino. We hide, but you want to have a shirt that kind of covers it, but just make sure the shirt isn't covering the camera part. I've done that many times, but yeah, go to ask them. If they say no, go anyway and film discreetly.
Yeah. We even have the dog tracks up there at our casinos too. So
ooh, do you like
I love watching the dogs run.
Do you? See, I've never gone to one. Portland, Oregon, south of us, used to have it. And I don't know if they still have them down there anymore. Didn't they outlaw them in some states? I don't know.
I don't know.
Huh. Well, what else do we need to know about you? Anything else?
I'm just down home, barefoot country girl that, making her way through life. And
I
I've,
love that.
I always felt like I had to have a purpose. What was my reason? And when I lost my dad, it really hit me hard because, like I said, he was my best friend. And we did everything together. I mean, I'm talking everything. He would put in septic tanks for people. I was right there in the mud and the muck and everything else, you know. And I mean, he was
God,
my idol. He was my mentor.
he could do
And
anything. Sounds like my dad. Yeah.
yeah, and so we went shopping for vehicles that day, went home that night. I dropped him off, and I went to work I worked the concession. I ran the concession at an auction, and I was there a couple hours and got the call. And so when I got to the hospital, by that time I just knew in my mind. I told my husband to slow down. There's no need for us to get into a wreck. I knew, because it's just like a peace come over me.
Yeah.
And I went in and I just said, "Where's my baby brother?" I said, "Where's my buddy?" I was more worried about my brother at that point in time.
Yeah.
And so then, I started taking mom down south because, she's in her 70s. She don't need to be driving, even though she says she can. But I just said it's not safe for her to be on the road that long by herself. And I had all intentions on just going down and flying back. And then I realized that my own health, physically and mentally, did better there. Because here in the wintertime, it's cold, it's gloomy, everything is brown, it looks dead. There's no, it feels like there's no life around you. So I get depressed. And at least down there, I have the good weather. I can still get out and do things. Yeah, it still gets cold down there. I can't go to the beach and go swimming all the time, but, I can still get out and do things. And this past winter, because of my YouTube channel, I made myself get out and go tour like the fort at St. Augustine, bring that history to the channel, the first drugstore for St. Augustine, and just different things. And I actually my proudest moment, I guess you could say, is I went down and done an interview with a channel that he used to be on. I think it was the Discovery Channel. It was called Swamp Brothers. And
yes,
now they have Swamp People. But yeah.
You keep talking. I just noticed I got a 17%. I got to plug this in. I don't want to lose you. So keep talking. I'm going to be like 2 feet away, plugging it in. Keep going.
Yeah. But Robbie Kesey and his brother used to have a show called Swamp Brothers, and they rescue alligators or remove nuisance alligators.
Yep.
And so he's got a farm down there. We call it the Alligator Farm. But I went down and interviewed him and spent an hour. The interview was like an hour, but I spent the afternoon with him. And he took me out. We saw the lemurs, and I walked out to the alligator pond, and I'm like 3 feet from like these big old huge alligators, and I'm like, where's a little country girl ever going to get to do this again? And the more I found out about Robbie, he was like, it was such an amazing person because he's done so much and been so many places. And, he was like the best friend and the road manager for the lead guitarist in a band. I can't think of it right offhand. So he had some stories to tell, Yeah. And then he introduced me to Rockhounding, which is we went and looked for crystals, dug up crystals and stuff. So that's something else I want to pursue more of. It was fun.
I love rocks, big ones, giant ones that you could never move without a big tractor. I love all kinds of rocks, but I've stopped picking them up and bringing them home because I want them to be there naturally where they are. But I'm
Yeah.
nuts about rocks. Isn't that something? I thought, if I would have known earlier, I probably would have gone into some kind of other business besides teaching, right? Around the earth, the planet, the rocks, whatever. Anyway, is that
Yeah.
important? Not
We
really.
have one, which I've got to see if it's still there. I'm wanting to go check it out. It's down on the river that actually has Indian carvings still in it.
Ooh, I love that stuff. Oh my
And so
God.
I'm wanting to go videotape that,
Oh, do
because,
it. I mean, that'd be
because
wonderful.
with weather, it could wear off. And if I
Yeah.
don't videotape that, who's to say that the next generation may never see it?
How many people know it's there? They should protect it.
I'm not sure.
And this is
I found out because a bunch of kids, were just goofing around by the river one day and found it.
oh my God, so cool. Hey, Trendy Troyland said, shout out to the country girls. Hey, Trendy, we need to know, did you grow up in I can't hold it. Trendy, I think you grew up in a larger place, right? Louisiana, Kentucky. Don't be mad at me. I can't remember everything. I know you moved. Anyway, she is so sweet. Such a great gal. I hope you meet her someday. Hey, she has a interview. So you can look back and look at her. She is the sweetest person and so authentic, Angie. You'd really like her. I love her. So Blue Line says hello to Trendy and others. This is so fun. I'm not so concerned about a lot of people dropping in. I'm more concerned about you, Angie, just us chatting and having it just naturally flow, make it more organic. I'm so glad that you're happy with this. Ernie said, I'll be showing up. I want to make sure she feels comfortable. And wasn't that sweet of him?
It was. It was. He is so sweet. And every time he comes through West Virginia, if he's got a few minutes and we can, we'll go up and see him and spend a few minutes with him or something other, just to say hi. Because, like I said, he's like become a brother to me.
Yeah.
And he was teasing earlier. I jumped in his truck and just took over and started going crazy. We were in there one night and he sounded so tired. And I'm like, dude, we got to keep this dude awake, So we started cutting up and carrying on. And he would set his phone up on the dashboard and he'd hit a button, it'd fall off. And I'd type in there, like, I'd yell, like, ow, I hit my head. Quit dropping me,
You know what? That is cute. Yeah, anything to keep him going. Wow. That's why in the past I've heard many truck drivers were taking drugs to keep them awake so they could make money. Like before they knew how addictive cocaine was and stuff. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but I don't want to drive her on any drugs. I know Ernie is probably one of the best drivers out there. He follows the rule. Hey, Trendy says she's from Louisiana, of course. Was that a small town that you lived in, Trendy? Or did you have a bigger city that you were born in? Let us know. We want to hear it. And I love the onesie you wore that day that we did an interview. That was for Trendy. She was so cute in a onesie. Hey, Slot, it's a slot machine said, would love to meet you. And I think she's talking about you, Angie, and Blue Line too.
I tell you one thing that me and a friend of mine that's coming up to visit, and I'll run it by you all to see what your ideals are on the situation.
Yeah.
We were talking about taking a day and either going to like a food bank, a food pantry, or a shelter that serves dinners or whatever, and volunteering. Okay. And call it like a meetup. And anybody that's in the area, see, like Ashley, they're up in London, Ohio.
Excuse me.
That's a few hours drive. But if they were somebody that wanted to come and join us, would do like a little meetup and do a service to the community.
Yeah, why don't
but
you
I told him, I said, and we could do that and vlog it. and then challenge our other YouTubers
Yes.
to go be of service, you know?
That's
And
excellent. And in Ashley's case, they've got the 6 kids, so you
yeah,
gotta keep that in mind. But who knows? They got to Vegas. They've got parents that can help them. That's very cool. Hold it. There is something. Population is 5K as of 2020, where I'm from. Very small town. I would love to see Angie film the Rock Creek. Yeah. I want you to please film that as soon as you can. How far away is it from your house?
it's only about 20 minutes from my house.
Well, let's go. But
Yeah.
I think get your
What's so funny is because I've got my side by side back up and running, so I will be hitting these hills. And my mom got me an action cam, so we can either mount it to the side by side, or it's got the chest strap, the head strap, or whatever. And I'm going to take it through the mountains and show you some of the mountainside and some of the natural little waterfalls we have. And
yeah, I want to see that. That would be fantastic. I've seen so
I
much.
call it my backyard,
Yeah, let's do that. But I want you now. You've got my phone number now, so you text me when you're going to do it, so I don't miss it. Because there's thousands. Oh God, I mean, there's hundreds of notices every day, right? And sometimes I just ignore them because I'm busy doing something. But I do look over and go, "Oh God, how many did I miss now?" I can't go to every single announcement. We got to. Okay, anonymous. Let's put the glasses back on.
Yeah, but I'm straining.
Let's look. Oh. Okay, Angie, if I ever get my RV, this is anonymous, would it be okay to park in a nice, quiet place to relax and distress and figure out where I go with my life after her passing? You know what? That's a good idea. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, it's going to be tough on you, honey. You're the caretaker. But you will always have the good memories. And you know what I think on my mom I think of her when she was younger. What an incredible mom she was. I do see her through the years, but when you've been with somebody that long, you remember their beautiful years too, when they were younger. That's what's nice about couples who have been together for a long time. You'll always look back and remember what they looked like when they were younger. It's pretty cool. It's amazing what our brains and our minds will do for us in memories. And
honestly, too, if you are a spiritual person, I think that, well, I can just speak for myself and my spiritualism and stuff.
Yeah.
God lets me see and remember things. And I have heard, and I'm also into the paranormal stuff too, but I was at my dad's house, my mom and dad's, and I'd walk back what we call the junkyard. He never threw anything mechanical away. It got put on, he dozed a spot off on the hill, and it got put back up there in case he ever needed a part. And I walked back up on that junkyard looking at his junk, and I'm looking over his house and my brother's house because they're all like right there in the same flat. And I'm like, Dad, how am I ever going to do this? Being the oldest, I took it on myself that I had to keep everything going. I had to fill my dad's shoes. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this without you? And I heard it's plain as day, the way I've taught you the last 50 years.
Isn't that cool? That is so cool. God, I wish I could have Mom do that, speak out to me. I haven't had it. I felt like she was in a room sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't care how woo-woo that is. It comforts you. It warms your heart. You feel connected and love. And so whatever it is, accept it and love it,
Yep.
That is
so I mean, it's just it's amazing that we learn when we don't even realize we're learning. My dad taught me so many different things. I tease my husband. We was talking about being a difficult person to live with because I'm so independent. I tell my husband all the time, which we joke about it now. I said, I allow you to live here. I don't need you to live here.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, you know what? With all your issues, and we're calling them issues. I have issues. Your husband has been there. He loves you. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Oh, yeah. And it gets worse. He's been through worse with me.
Isn't that something? Can you
I
imagine?
had a
Yeah, go ahead.
medical issue where my left side kept hurting. And I'd go to the doctors or I'd end up in the emergency room and they said, oh, it's diverticulitis. Here's some antibiotics. Well, a year later, I was lucky enough to get basically a fresh kid out of school that saw something on a CAT scan he didn't quite understand.
Ooh.
And come to find out, my colon had ruptured because of the diverticulitis.
Ugh.
And I was so full of infection
God,
that it was eating up my insides. It literally was eating up organs. And my doctor's like, girl, I don't know how you survived this.
Yeah.
But my body had built like a little wall and contained it onto one side. I'm not kidding you. It ate up an ovary. It ate up part of my fallopian tubes. They were gone, you know. And so I had to have a total of 4 major surgeries.
Wow.
And my doctor said, girl, I don't see how you did this. But through that time, my husband was right there taking care of me, you know.
Your body saved you. I lost a cousin to that. She had a colonoscopy and they punctured. Well, this is what I was told. They punctured her colon and she died from septic. Is that what you call it? I'm not a doctor. I know quite a bit because I have a health background, a master's, but I don't know as much as I should about that. And it can kill you. Your body somehow saved you. That's like a little miracle, honey. Do you believe in miracles?
Oh, I'm a walking, talking, laughing, breathing miracle. When I was younger, I was ran over by a car, completely ran over. Okay. I can remember the guy getting out of the car and stepping over me, okay, to get out of the car. It had crushed my insides. I was scheduled for emergency surgery the next morning, and Mom said she had been awake, you know, round the clock with me. And she said, I just put it in God's hands, and she's your child. If you have to have her, take her. But if you can, leave her. And she said, I woke her up the next morning. I was jumping around in my hospital bed. Nothing wrong.
You know what? That's a miracle. God. That's a miracle, isn't it? I haven't been hit by a car yet. I used to sleepwalk as a child. And once we got out of the car after there's 4 siblings, right? We had this old, it had wood on it. What was that? Those old station wagons. It was green with wood plates on the side. And my mom said, you got out and you started crawling under the car, Pam, to go to bed in your bunk bed. In my brain, I thought it was my bunk. I was in a bunk bed. You know, we had bunk beds. And once I was on the top bunk bed another day and I rolled off, I can't believe I made it through that one, but it wouldn't be as traumatic as a car running you over. Isn't that amazing? How old were you then?
5-ish, 5, 6, something like that. God. I can just barely remember it.
That would have crushed your body. Amazing. Yeah. We've all
and then shortly around that same time, well, Mom was pregnant with my other brother, Gary Michael. So I was around 4. And I had got into the Volkswagen to get my shoes out of it. Because if you know anything about me, it's hard to find me with shoes on. And when I got in to get my shoes, my other cousins got in and started playing with the car and knocked it out of gear. Wow. So, of course, it was a standard and it started rolling. Well, my older cousin, she jumped out the door. And when she did, I went to jump behind her. And she hit the door and it swung back on me and knocked me under the car. Well, it hit a rock and the car basically just glanced off my legs. So I avoided that one.
Yeah. Melba says hi.
Hi.
Melba, usually you get a bull perforation before a colon rupture. That's an amazing life story, she said.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you joined us, Melba. Love you.
Yeah, the doctors told me about a week is about as long as somebody usually before they go septic. And I
Yes.
had that for a year.
Wow.
You know,
Casual
and
is septicemia.
septicemia.
You heard that? That's
Yep.
Kaz. Kaz, it'd be interesting to hear your background in health too, honey. Oh, you're having such a good time. Yeah, I love Semi Scratchin Ernie came back. Hey guys, he and I went a good hour and a half. We just were chatting. You know, we can learn so much. It's not all about gambling, kids. It's about surviving life, one punch at a time, baby.
Isn't that the biggest gamble?
What?
Surviving life, ain't that the biggest gamble?
Oh my God, yes. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. T-Town for joining. I didn't know her that well, but I really like her. She's cool. And so I'm hoping to get over to all your channels and see more and comment and support you. I'm putting up as many comments as I can. So many of the people have to run and go to work. We understand, but we don't care. We're still
See,
talking.
like Anonymous right there says, Anonymous says, I need to say thanks for letting some of this out, for letting some of that out. That's what we're here for. That's what I want to do for people. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I can't do miracles. But if I can give a lending ear,
Look who's here. Hey, baby boy. We love our Ernie. Yes, we
where's
do.
my hard hat?
Where's my hard hat? Hey, mechanic. I
Yeah,
got some cards for you. Hey, does that mean that you actually do the mechanical work on your truck when something goes wrong, Ernie?
No,
Can
no,
you hear me?
not on the personal truck. Yes. Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. No, I didn't put my mic down. They have mechanics come out and do that for us, so I get paid for it. Right now, they pay me for it.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I had more of a mechanical mind. It might have, I should have listened to my dad. I did the little girly thing, the cheerleader, the worker, the student. And now I wish I would have also added in learning how to be a mechanic, how to rebuild a car, how to fix something, how to build. Those were the days when we were kind of pushed in a different direction instead of having our will to follow our dreams,
When I was in high school, I wanted to take auto mechanics in our shop classes. They wouldn't let me because I was a girl.
Oh, balls.
Now.
Yeah, they put me in nursing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was in a woodworking class and they made me build a jewelry box. Hello, because I'm a girl. And I wanted to build like a doghouse or something. And so one of my dreams when I bought my first house, guys, and I was in my early 40s when I bought a house. So I waited a while and I went and bought a hard hat. I got me an electric saw. I got everything. I was going to build myself a shed. And then I went, oh, shoot, I got to learn how to pour cement. I don't know a thing. So I bought all these books. And then I went, I think I'm going to pay somebody. So I kept that hard hat, well, the hat for building, I kept forever. And people would meet me and they go, what, did you build something? I said, never. But but I love that hard hat.
I actually was laying concrete when I had my heart attack.
Oh, wow. Hey,
my doctors were like, you were doing what? Because at the time, too, I had pink streaks in my hair, so that's what I was known as. I'd go back, a week later after I come home and it's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. You're the girl with the pink hair that was laying concrete that died on us.
Oh, God, that's funny. Hey, Lucky Obsession Slots and Scratches say, I took wood shop and made a beautiful spice rack. Nice. Well, I had to make a beautiful jewelry box, which I didn't want. I was a real tomboy back then. I wanted to do other stuff. Darn it. But anyway,
Yeah.
but it wasn't horrible stuff. You know, I had a pretty good life. I was in woodworking in middle school, Melba said, and only made a cutting board.
I built a house.
Did you build a house? Oh, I
Yeah,
love
I helped my dad build a house. Yeah.
Hey, we got to ask Ernie. Ernie, have you ever built a house or a building?
I did masonry work where you got these 12-inch cinder blocks and you do the foundation. That's what I did. I learned that in trade school, but I didn't take it up. I chose this profession because I always liked big trucks, and
Me
I worked
too.
on them first. Yeah, I worked on them first before I even decided to start driving one, but
Cool.
I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I never drove
Same.
big trucks except for when Dad had me move a few things. But he had all those big logging trucks, the big rock trucks, all kinds. And then he'd have those beds that you'd pull all the big equipment on, all those tractors. God, he had so much. And they were, I'm fascinated. I love going to John Deere and just looking at the equipment. I do. It makes me happy. I don't know a thing about fixing them, but yeah.
Just what I
YouTube.
told Ernie growing up, I
YouTube.
wanted to be a truck driver. So
YouTube.
he
You
lets
can
me
do
ride
YouTube
along with
now
him.
and learn how to.
That's
You can
cool.
do YouTube and learn how to fix something. You know that, right?
It's amazing. You can Google anything. It's pretty cool. Hey, Anonymous says, wow, a day of good things today. Mama's hungry. That's good. See everyone think positive. Always look forward. I need to go cook. Bye, Anonymous. We love you. Hang in there, buddy.
Yes.
Hug your mom for us.
No. So I said you can YouTube it also. Do you believe that or not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I still don't want to ruin a truck. I might lose some pieces or screws or bolts or something, but I love being in a repair shop and just watching them. It's interesting. And I love hardware stores, guys. I can go into a Lowe's or Home Depot and walk the aisles and be so happy, just thrilled. And I got a tool belt. I bought it one time. I don't know where it is now. I've moved so many times. I love tools, hammers, saws, screwdrivers, anything. Boy, I love it.
I taught myself to use a chainsaw a couple of years ago.
That's cool.
I was going to tell you to tell that story.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to hear the story.
The chainsaw story?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
was down in Florida, and Mom wanted some trees dropped. And my uncle across the road, he didn't feel like doing it. And I'm like, well,
Ooh.
come show me how to do it. And he's like, no, you don't need to be running no chainsaw. You're going to hurt yourself. Not that I was accident prone or anything. And I said, well, I give you 5 minutes because I know from watching my dad keep the pointy end away from me, keep the sharp end away from me, and, we'll figure it out. And I cranked and cranked and cranked on this stupid thing. And so I took it over to him and I said, okay, what am I doing wrong? And there was one little switch that I had to do. And I'm like, okay. He's like, are you really going? I said, yeah. And he's like, well, I better get it. I said, no, you don't want to do it for me. I'll do it myself. And he's like, well, I'm going to watch you, make sure you're okay. And honey, that day I dropped 3 trees, and I dropped them exactly where I'd want them.
Oh, that's cool. You never had the chainsaw buck up on you? I bought one in my when I was 40. I bought one,
Yeah.
but I have to be careful because I did have a buck up. Luckily, it didn't split my head in two. I had my hard hat on, but that wouldn't stop it. I mean, those things can go through that hard hat unless it's metal, right? I had plastic, but yeah. So interesting. You're just a natural, right?
So now I own a 10-inch battery operated saw. I had a 10-inch electrical pole saw that came off. It's like a little chainsaw that you can attach to a pole. And then here I've got a 14-inch chainsaw, and down south I've got a 16-inch chainsaw.
Wow. Are you the chainsaw mama of the mountains in West Virginia, right?
If you'll notice on my channel, you'll see pictures of me and my son where we were dropping trees this past winter. Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, listen to this. Anonymous said this. I thought you were going to leave us, Anonymous. I'm glad you're here. Hey, all I had a choice between, he had a choice between auto mechanics and home economics. I picked home economics in high school, and now I don't even know how to cook for myself. That is so cool. That's funny. I wish I would have taken auto mechanics. They didn't let the girls. Well, maybe they did. I just wasn't guided that way. Have you noticed that the counselors in some of the high schools push kids into stuff that they, in their own brain, what they believe in? What would those kids want? What would those children want? Those young people, they need to open up and give them opportunities to follow their dreams, not push them into jobs that a counselor thinks they should take.
Yeah.
Melbourne says, and those are Florida trees. Those things are monsters. My great-grandparents owned a tree farm in northern Florida. Isn't that something?
Yep, that's where I live, North Central Florida.
Wow. Yeah, that is so cool. It sounds beautiful. Anonymous says, I can cook for myself. You mean you're not going to invite us over, Anonymous, and cook us a big old 5-course meal? Come on now.
I
can do that too.
I can do that.
All three of us can do it. Yeah, I love food and time with friends. Lucky Obsession Slots and Scratches says, I was a tomboy growing up and I still am. That is cool. I was a tomboy.
Honey, I was riding a 125 Yamaha enduro motorcycle by the age of 9 by myself. I learned to ride motorcycles before I could even ride bicycles. And we didn't start with no mini bike stuff. You know, Dad brought a mini bike in later and I'm like, don't even, I ain't bothering. That's like going back to a tricycle.
Hey, you know what? That was Gordy. I should have let him call so he could talk to Ernie and you. Darn it. Sorry. I'm going to see if I can call him back so he can say hi real quick. I want to see what's going on. We want to see what he's doing, don't we? And I'm sorry I cut you off.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
So,
He's
Ernie,
golfing and I'm working.
Are you enjoying the day, me not being in the truck with you, Ernie?
I'm going to do that here in a little while. I miss y'all carrying on. When I'm driving, they're all carrying on, having a ball.
Hey, guys, hang on. Hey. Here's Gordy. Just a minute, Gordy. Say hi to Angie and Ernie again.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
I wish we had
I'm jealous.
Hey, it's a beautiful sunny day, and I just wanted to call and ask Pamela to pull the salmon out of the freezer.
Okay. Are we cooking for Angie and Ernie too?
Yeah, if they want to come over.
Okay, sounds good. I'll pull
Pick
it
me
out.
up, Ernie. We'll head that way.
Yeah.
We'll be there in about a week.
Get on your Harley, kids. God, I've always wanted a Harley, but I never did buy one.
I'll get Dad's Spider. Dad's got a Polaris Spider, so.
Hey, Ernie, you have a Harley. I love seeing a woman on a Harley. I do.
It's only got 600 miles on it. Brand new. I hardly ever get to ride it.
Wow. But the bad part about it is you've only got 600 miles on that Harley. I'll drive, okay?
No, you got to find it first. I think so. No.
Oh, Lucky Obsession. No. Thanks, Lucky Obsession. She just subscribed to Ernie.
Oh,
thank you.
Love it over there. We get over there, and there's a group of us, and we're fighting over the seats. We got to stop and pee. How much longer do we get there? And okay, who passed gas? You know.
Oh no. Hey, Shelly says if you ever get to Colorado, I'll fix you the best Mexican meal. God, that's a wow.
I go out there.
I always wanted to see the Colorados.
Oh, it's cool. Beautiful.
Isn't Colorado where Wolf Creek Pass is?
I don't know. Melba said her grandparents used to live in Yulee. That's a little bit different, right? A grandparents' farm. Maybe we're related. Maybe we're related.
Ubly,
Interesting.
Ubly the same as UBLEI.
Yeah, something like that. I got to go
I think I've
back
been
and look.
there.
Yulee. Yulee. I
No,
don't
I
know.
haven't been there. No.
Shelley, do you have a restaurant? Oh God, yeah. But I love Mexico. Really authentic, good Mexican food. I love everything, guys.
Now,
What
see, if Rick was retired, we've got a YouTube meetup in Oregon. I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend coming up, which we're not going to get to go. But if he was retired, we'd be headed to Oregon about right now, and we can call him right up to Washington.
I love Oregon. That's some of my family lives there. My brother finally sold his house there and moved to Washington. That certain taxes are a lot cheaper in Washington. But his business, Hillsborough Aviation, is my brother and sister-in-law's business, and so that's down in Hillsborough, Oregon. I do love Oregon. I'm a little sad after all the problems in the cities, though, down there. And but we won't talk politics because we love everyone, and politics and religion are kind of no-nos. We shouldn't get into that at all. So
My
Yeah,
brother
yeah.
lives in Oregon.
does he? What part of Oregon?
I think around the Salem area.
Oh, that's where my grandmother Richardson lived before she passed. Yeah, and she lived near a prison. There's a prison down there. Well, we need prisons, right? But
Yeah.
I don't feel real comfy driving past them. That energy kind of hits me.
I've delivered to a few.
Okay. In Monroe, Washington, a small town, not a teeny one, they have a big prison out there, the Monroe prison. And what do you think they built right next door? It's not like 10 feet away. A
A
high
school.
school. A high school. And I'm going, God, that's a lot of negative energy next to a high school.
Nah, that ain't good. That ain't good.
That's really bad. And I bet you, I'm just guessing. Sorry, I swore, guys. I think that land was donated to the school, probably, or something. But
Probably is.
I wouldn't want my kid being in a if I had any, right? But it's full of kids, but they're out there cheering and everything. I hope the windows in the prison aren't open. So,
Ernie, my mind went there too. Be good.
you know what? I think I'm the negative thinker. Probably nobody else thinks that way, right?
I gotta get over this one.
Yeah. Hey, you
Good
know what,
Lord.
guys? This is we've been going an hour and 53 minutes. I think people probably need to go eat lunch or something.
Oh
But
gosh,
we should. But I had a ball, Angie and Ernie.
I
had
have so
a good time.
enjoyed this.
Yes. Is there any other secret about you that we should tell everybody that you don't mind telling? Anything or any cool
Any
stuff?
other secrets?
Any other? Come on.
I don't know. I don't have many secrets.
Oh, good. Okay.
No.
Well, you know what? I don't think I have too many either. Well, we got to go, guys. We love you. Thanks for joining us. And Ernie said goodbye. It was great. I hope we stay
I've had a blast.
good.
You have now become a sister of mine.
Yes. And you know what? You're doing great without meds and everything. And you've got the tools to handle this. And if you don't, then you see a doctor. There might be some new meds that might help. Because as we get older, our bodies kind of change and start falling apart. You're not probably going through that yet, but they say get on statins, do this or that. You got to look at combinations of drugs and just hope to gosh that the doctors are giving you the right dose. And you're kind of doing your own doses in life, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm working on getting off of some of the, like the blood pressure medicine. They're saying I'm diabetic, but I've come to discover that the doctor thought I had COPD.
Yeah.
And put me on a steroid. And steroids raise your A1C level.
Mhm.
because this is the only time I have trouble with my sugar. And so if I can get off of that steroid, I'm pretty sure that the diabetes medicine can go. Then, like I said, I'm going to try to get off the high blood pressure medicine, and just, I like to be in control of me.
Yeah.
I don't like medicine to have, to depend on it. I'm too independent, you know.
I think you're doing great, Angie. It's just a pleasure meeting you. It's an honor, doing this interview with you. I'm hoping we get to meet lots more people. Stop by any of my interviews. Hey, Sunday, we're doing James Spitzer Cash Out. What a personality. What a great guy.
I love meeting new people.
He's coming on at 9 o'clock on Sunday. I kind of like that time. But during the week, eight's good. You did great and you're radiant. You look radiant.
Oh,
So
thank you.
you know what? It's going to be a good day. And we walk through life one punch at a time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
thanks, Blue Line, for being with us. Kaz, Lucky Obsession, Shelly, Ernie, those of you that stayed to the end. Some of you showed up later. Melba, love ya. It's a slot
All
machine.
those that stayed to the end, you remember the Cool Kid Club, right?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And some even showed up at the end. Anonymous really added to the conversation.
Yeah.
Really interesting. And I'm really glad I asked, female, male, whatever, because I don't want to insult anybody, but it was
Right.
very interesting. The Yoshis showed up, Sister Yoshi. Cindy A was there a long time. What
Yeah.
a good friend. Lucky Obsession, I'm thrilled you showed up. And some of these people just joined my membership. I still have to get going on that and do a film. And I want to give more than most people do for the first level. Do you have a membership too, Angie?
No, I'm still working on getting my monetization.
Oh, yeah.
And and the only reason I'm concerned, I did the push for the 500 so I can get my community tab so that I can post other people's events. Like, you've got an event coming up and we can post that out there.
See, and I wouldn't mind cross-posting some of your stuff. So when you have something you think is really interesting, like that filming of the old not lithographs, what did they call them?
Hieroglyphics.
Oh, there you go. Lithograph. Oh boy, it's signed. No, no, get her off. Get the hook over Pammy. So basically, I want to see those hieroglyphics. I mean, they're thrilling. You think about how many hundreds of years ago, thousands, whatever, and get them. And there was a beach, and oh God, we have to talk for 2 more minutes. I was in high school and everybody went, "Hey, Pam, let's go to Sonova Beach." I went, "That's such a pretty name, Sonova Beach. Okay, let's go." And we get in our swimming trunks and everything, suits, and we're swimming out to this little island, and they'd find a Native American beads. And at the time, I didn't think about it. I went, "Ooh, I get beads. They're going to make stuff." No, I took away from a grave, a spiritual grave site. It makes me sick. I took some beads off of there. You had to swim out and crawl up. And I thought, "Oh no, what's going on here?" Later I found out and I went, "Oh shoot, what did I do with those beads? I wish I could get them back." But it turns out it's not Sonova Beach, it's son of a bitch. And I went, "What?" In high school, I thought it was, let's go to Sonova Beach. No, and you go back and you went, "That was son of a bitch." Somebody swore and was laughing and making fun of me. And I went, "Yeah, this is a cool place." But no, they painted it with some high school kids, I think, painted it Sonova Beach. And I thought, "Oh man, I love Sonova Beach." we think back at all our little mistakes, and it's fun to laugh at them. Totally. So
Yeah.
listen, young lady, it's great. You get those tomato plants planted. I need to too. And and let's don't feel stressed from this channel thing. We just do what we can, and we visit what we can. I got to live my life too. I had somebody say to me, I won't say names, "Hey, I've lost a lot," he said, I've lost a lot lately. I just need to live more life than slots. And that's true. We do
Well,
need
like I said, a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, I died on them twice, having a massive heart attack. And I come to the realization, well,
wow.
in the meantime, in the beginning, I was like, why didn't they just let me go be with my dad? But then I
Wow.
realized there is more to life than what I was living. And so I started my YouTube channel to leave memories for my son and so they can look back and say, oh, I remember when mom did this. I remember mom overcoming this, because he also knows of my disabilities. And you see him in my channel a lot sometimes. And, that's why I started the channel. And also my main thing is to show people that no matter what you're facing, you can get through it. It may take, everybody may go left to get around it. You may have to go right.
Yeah.
We're not all have to do the same path.
James Spitzer Cash Out came in near the end. All right. Hey, yeah, we're excited about you on Sunday. Angie, can you join us to meet James at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time this
I
Sunday?
should be able to.
Oh, yeah. This guy is just so cool. His energy is rocking. I love it. I don't know. He just makes me happy to even get to know him and talk to him. There's something pretty special about James. Kaz says, okay. Kaz is 350 more subs to go. She's so funny. That's what I want to do only. I didn't quite understand what she meant, but hey, Bubba.
It's probably the community
Inda.
channel.
Yeah, that's right. Bubba's in the house. Hey, James, we were going to leave, but we do want to just say good luck on Sunday. Hey, Angie, if you think of any tough questions to ask the guy, Bubba, let me know. It's going to be hard because this guy can do it all. I want to hear about his trip to Panama. Ooh, with his wife. They God, they did a big boat ride. Whoops. Cruise. A big boat ride. Okay, it's a cruise, kid. All right.
I can go binge watch his channel and come up with some questions.
Yeah. Yeah, let's find some secrets out on this guy. Well, listen, we're just two little troublemakers, this little small American kid. Well, we can handle anything. You've been crushed by a car twice, almost. Oh my God, 5 years old and run over by a car. You are a miracle. You're my little miracle friend, honey. So, all right, everyone. Hey, James, that was cool. You stopped in. Love you. See you, Angie. Thank you.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Everybody have a good day. Bye.